I just finished The Six Thatchers, aka the first episode of season 4 of Sherlock, and I'm not okay. Boy, try not to cry. I actually managed not to cry while watching that. But oh, that's Molly hanging in the back. Molly calendar. But that was on the list of things I did not want to happen. I'm gonna spoil it because I think pretty much everyone knows at this point. If you haven't, I would not advise watching this video because I have a lot of thoughts about this and what the rest of this season, these next 2 episodes are gonna be like, and it's not fun. It's cruel. It's almost on that level of what The Walking Dead did to me when we officially actually met Negan and we lost Glenn and Abraham. It's on that level. I know it's like a completely different show, but it is. So here we go. Mary Watson is dead. I guess the silver lining is that she sacrificed herself to save Sherlock Holmes. And I think that's really redeemable considering how she was treated last season when we first met her. I know that there are people who hate her, who are probably happy that she is gone. She's dead. But I am not in that category. She is one of my favorite people on this show. Amanda did an amazing job portraying her, and I don't think I can forgive the show for doing this. No matter what backstory they actually finally gave her, it just doesn't feel right. And the next strike is Molly Hooper, who, if you know me at all, is like, she's my heart, she's my soul, she's what brought me into the show after seeing her, even in the first episode of the show, and it'll crush me if they do two things to her. One, make her evil. I can't stomach that because that's not Molly Hooper. Even in the last scene of this episode, where you see Sherlock going, I believe that was John and Mary's house. She comes out with Rosie, and you can tell how hard it was for her to turn him away because she knows he needs to be around people. He knows he wants to be there for John, but he can't because John doesn't want him because he blames him for what happened, which I do get, but it is kind of tragic and unfortunate. I really feel for all these characters, but I'm gonna be that person to say that John Watson is at fault to an extent. Also, he did a really bad thing to his wife. It's unclear if he did it while she was still around him, before she went off and did her spy thing before she died. But it's very hinted at that he had an affair with a woman that he saw on the bus, and I hate it. There have been like 2 major instances when I've loathed John Watson, and one of them happens to be from the Christmas special. I hated him throughout that whole freaking episode. He's a really horrible person. And then the next instance is this. Him cheating on his wife, who loves him more than anything in life. People will say that she didn't love him, she shot his best friend. I don't give a shit. She loved him. Her dying words were about him, telling him that he was her world, and I believe that after when she finally met him, when they finally got married, they got together, she loved him. She only wanted to protect him and their daughter Rosie. Another thing, she named her daughter after herself. Her real name was Rosamund, and she gave her daughter her name, Rosamund Mary Watson. It's sort of a salute, I think, in a way, to hopefully that her daughter has a better life than she had, and that truly breaks my heart, because I wanted them to be together. I wanted them to be alive together. I didn't want to have, even though I'm happy that Molly is her godmother and she's looking out for John and the baby at this point, since Sherlock can't be there, sadly, because he doesn't want him. And can I stress that enough? I know people on the other side of the spectrum, who I'm not going to name, are going to say things like, oh, but this means they can't be together. John and Sherlock cannot be together. This is the second time that something's happened in relation to Sherlock that has broken John completely. And it's going to be a hell of a hard ball for him to come back. And I feel like he won't even come back to him completely. It's gonna take something huge for him to want to be around Sherlock Holmes. And I think that's huge. That's insane, because their friendship is built on their adrenaline rush, on their need for danger. But this kind of danger was really bad. It was a wake-up call for John Watson. He lost his wife. He lost the woman he hoped to spend the rest of his life with. I don't think I can let go of the fact that he cheated on her, though. And he was going to tell her. And then she died. That's when Sherlock called them to the aquarium, and it's just like, wow, man. He could have technically told her while she was dying, but I think he wanted to save the memory of her, of the woman that he loved, and even though she lied to him a couple times, but he didn't want the info. Remember that. He didn't want the aggro info, and so she really didn't lie to him. She tried to tell him before, and yeah. This episode, for the most part, was not very surprising. It was very anticlimactic up until the very end. For me, for the majority of the beginning, it was giving me a headache because it was so confusing. I know Sherlock Holmes is an intelligent person and that's his thing, but the way they shot it and the way they edited it together, I don't know. It's not the best episode. It's not. I'm not gonna be able to watch it again until I think I told my friend that I can only watch it again once the DVD comes out, which I ordered on Amazon. That's like the only time I'll ever watch it again. The one time. And I'm not even sure about that yet. Depending on how the rest of the season goes, I don't know if I can rewatch this season. It's done something to me that happens very rarely in TV shows. I have given up TV shows before, but this one hit a new mark, and I'm not okay with that. It hurt so much, and I'm trying not to cry and be lucky for me to move on from this. This is one of the biggest things that I didn't want. I didn't want it, and I'm kind of peeved at Loftus for this. On the good side of the premiere, I did love that we actually got a small peek into Mycroft's kitchen, which is kind of weird, but I have always wondered. I wanted to see more of his house, and I think that's part of his house. If not, it's like a secret base or something where he lives, but I think it's his house because he has all these magnets of takeout menus, which I thought was kind of funny. He had nothing in his fridge, Kind of bummed we haven't seen Lisa McAllister yet. I hope she's in the season. That would truly bum me out. As Anthea. If you didn't know who that was, that's Anthea. Molly was sparse, but I thought it was adorable in the very beginning during the christening. Sherlock was texting. He likes Twitter now, which I found funny. First at YouTube, not Twitter. And he like basically ruined the christening, and Molly was like, phone, because he's trying to get him to pay attention, and he's not paying attention, and I thought that was kind of neat. I thought that was kind of sweet. I'm only in his for Molly Hooper at this point, to be honest. And I will be out of it if, like I said, something of those two things happen. And I know to people they're like, but she wasn't canon in the books. I don't give a shit. That's my girl. And I need her in this life. Like, she's like my saving grace. It's kind of like on The Walking Dead, Carol is my saving grace. She's the only one I care about. I love Michonne. She's my other fave. And Tara. I'm loving Tara. She's great. But Carol is my heart. So I can't. The rest of the episode is bled over for me because there was nothing like stand out about it. But Mary. Oh, Mary. And I'm gonna be honest. I was really loving the Mary and Sherlock dynamic because I liked them last season too. There is something about them. They're great. And I'm kind of bummed we're not gonna get to see that anymore. I would like to think some way that she's alive somewhere. That thing about Mycroft at the end, kind of, I'm worried about that. But yeah, I can't. This is so hard. This is so hard. So I'm gonna go. Talk to me about it, I guess, if you want. This is rough. I'm really devastated, honestly. I think that's the gist of this video. It's really getting a long video, but I'm devastated, and I guess I'll see you next Monday when I get to see the next episode. Stay strong, guys, and I will see you guys then. Bye.